Well, hello and good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to the Lockhart News Brief. Joe Biden exits the presidential race, kicking off unprecedented scramble for Democrats. Joe Biden has announced today, Sunday, the 21st of July, that he is ending his presidential campaign after weeks of escalating Democratic distress over his ability to beat former President Donald Trump, thrusting the party into uncharted territory. So, we had the conversation earlier this week if this was going to happen this week based on what we saw, and it appears that, well, it has happened. So, an announcement marks an abrupt end to Biden's half century in elected office and kicks off an unprecedented scramble for the party to settle a nominee less than 4 weeks before its national convention. Quote, while it has been my intention to seek reelection, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term, Biden said in a letter on Sunday. Minutes after announcing his decision to end his campaign, Biden did endorse Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. Quote, my very best decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been my best decision I've made. Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. This is what he wrote on X. Biden's decision comes after a disastrous debate performance against Trump on June 27th snowballed into a full-blown panic over Biden's candidacy. The president insisted in the ensuing weeks that he was up to the task and would remain in the race. But a growing list of elected Democrats, many worried about the impact on their own campaigns, called for Biden to exit the race. Eventually, the calls became so loud and consistent that they drowned out other aspects of the race, including Biden's record and policy proposals. Democrats lost faith in Biden's ability to beat Trump. Enthusiasm for him among key parts of the constituency that propelled him to victory 4 years ago, namely young voters and people of color, have markedly dropped, in the large part due to the concerns about his age and frustration with how he has handled the Israel and Hamas war. Biden insisted for weeks after that he would stay in the race, but finally received enough opposition from his party, including high-profile Democrats such as California Representative Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and New York Senator Chuck Schumer, that he decided enough was enough. Schumer said Biden's decision puts the country, his party, and our future first. It's not yet clear whether Harris will become the Democrats' presidential nominee, although some in the party coalesced around her in early July as his replacement. Some of the top contenders to potentially replace Biden have said they're not interested, which is California Governor Gavin Newsom. He's reiterated that he would not challenge Harris. A fellow Californian who came up through the San Francisco politics, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, said that she would not be a candidate if Biden exits the race, and the Democrats' nominee will now need to be chosen by the party delegates that typically takes place at the Democratic National Convention, though the party has planned to do a virtual nominating process in early August ahead of the convention, a process that's caused its own inner turmoil. Candidates must gather 300 delegate signatures to be considered to win. A candidate will need to persuade a majority of delegates to vote for him or her. Biden's decision means that his 3,896 pledged delegates are free to vote for the candidate of their choice. The party's national convention begins on August 19th in Chicago. Biden's delegates are not obligated to vote for Harris. And while she is now the leading contender to replace him at the top of the ticket, other candidates could emerge. Anticipating a change in the Democratic ticket, Republicans insulted and criticized Harris frequently throughout the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Part of Democrats' reluctance to embrace Harris to be traced in to her failed 2020 presidential campaign, so it goes back that far. which began spectacularly with Harris announcing her run at a rally before 20,000 people in downtown Oakland, but never caught on with the voters. Her campaign was seen as erratic as she toggled between the moderate and progressive wings of the party, with neither fully embracing her. While she was progressive on some issues, such as her support for debt free college tuition, many on the left couldn't let go of her history as a career prosecutor. Harris was polling fourth in her home state before she ended her campaign December of 2019. But Harris has seen a resurgence in popularity as she has become a fierce proponent of abortion rights in the wake of the Supreme Court's 2022 decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. She has forcefully kept the issue front and center for the campaign in a way that Biden, a Catholic, often struggled to even say abortion has not. The growing interest in Harris is rooted in the belief that she would be more competitive against Trump than Biden would, a notion which is backed by post debate polling. She also could access the tens of millions of dollars in the Biden Harris campaign fund, which I think is really what this deal is about. I mean, she's the one who has access to it. They would only have to have a millionaire come in and step in, um, if it was another candidate, because it does state here that unlike any other candidate, you know, would have the opportunity to take that money. They wouldn't. They would have to come in a millionaire, or they'd have to come in like a Hillary Clinton or somebody who's already got the backing. Hmm. Trump, however, has other campaign issues to contend with, starting with being convicted over 34 felonies in connection with falsifying business records as a part of a plan to pay hush money to a porn star, Stormy Daniels, with whom he allegedly had an affair while he was married to Melania Trump, the former First Lady. He was initially set to be sentenced. You see that? He was initially set to be sentenced in July, but that has been delayed until September 18th. In May 2023, a jury found that Trump had sexually assaulted a woman. I'm not reading no more of this because that lady she can't even remember what store she was in. So the big point that we're making today, yeah, I'm like that. The big point that we're making today is that he's out. But my reason for bringing it to you was because we just played this the other day when the guy from Newsmax came out and said, according to his sources, and it was also on a couple of other publications that we can't say here, but nonetheless, that's it. That's it. Now, what goes on from there, no one knows. Who's coming after her? Maybe it'll be her. Maybe it'll be another female. Maybe it'll be another female. I will not come off of my idea that it could be Hillary Clinton. Sandy was very astute to share with me the fact that Hillary Clinton reignited her website. If you guys remember, we did a live about that. The only reason why I'm targeting it on her is because she's such a resilient person who does not give up. I can't see her pushing this girl before herself. I had to choose my words wisely there. I cannot see Hillary Clinton pushing Kamala Harris and standing behind her without her being her, if that makes any sense, without her actually pulling the strings. But then one would say, why doesn't she just step out in front alone? I don't know, but they may just go ahead and let it be her. We'll see what happens. I just think that this is really, really amazing. Sarah Carell says she's back. You guys, let me know what you think. Do you think she's not the type of person to give up? Do you think that Hillary Clinton is the type that would just never give up? And Ahal, girl, you already know. You already know. So I don't know. I just feel like, okay, we knew this was going to happen. We knew it. For those of us who had eyes to see, we knew this was going to happen in the beginning. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This whole place needs an overhaul. And I think that the one that we're getting isn't one that any of us really need. But nonetheless, it's what we've got. if are a part of it. I just bring the news. I just bring it. I just bring it. That's it. I don't participate at all. At all. We had Representative Sheila Jackson Lee pass away. I know that she did a lot of unique things while she was around. It looks like they're going to be going in threes. And I don't mean that he's gone. What I'm saying is I'm waiting to see two others because, yeah, her politics were very unique while she lived. And, I'm Southern, so I don't talk about dead folks like that. If I had something to say about you, I'm going to say it while you here to hear it. You know what I mean? I'm not a wimp. I'm not going to wait until the person is gone and then voice my opinion. You guys, whoever follows me, you already know what I felt about her politics. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just stating that to say I'm waiting to see exactly what goes on from there. Because this lady died on the 17th, but you didn't know about it until the 19th, which means she probably died before then. I'm just saying. Things are always done strategically, so we must continue to look up and remember from where our redemption comes. Look up, keep your eyes up. Remember what kingdom you truly and honestly belong to, because this kingdom that you are a part of right now, if you're still attached, is really not yours if you profess to be a child of the Most High. All right, you guys, you all have a wonderful day. And if anything else unique happens, I'll be back. All right. For Headlines with a Voice, this has been the Lockhart News Brief.
Lockhart Perspective.